Greetings, I'm Ahmad Adib Ridwan bin Al-Hisham.
Hi, I'm Zul Harith Najmi Bezad Badri.
Hi, my name is Ahmad Aqil bin Azmi.
And in this video, me and my fellow group members are going to elaborate on our field study report. But first, a quick introduction. Let's go. So what is measurement and instrumentation? Measurement is a common thing in our daily lives. In fact, our lives are filled with values such as height, weight, temperature, and the distance that we walk every day, which are always waiting to be measured. Although, how do we measure them? This is where instrumentation steps in, where instruments are necessary for us to measure these values accurately and precisely within their standard measurement values enforced by the International Organization of Standardization, also known as ISO. Each and every measurement are essential to have their own proper measuring instrument, choosing the right instrument for the right measurement. However, there are many instruments in the world to be studied, but in our field study, we are going to lower the scope of our research to one instrument, which is the thermal sensor. Don't know what a thermal sensor is? Well, let's find out.
During our research, we found that body temperature scanners are often encountered in our endemic life. Thus, we decide to do some deeper research on the scanners and how they operate. Turns out that we encountered many devices to measure body temperature, such as thermal cameras and drones. But how they work exactly, thus coming to conclusion that in this field study, we need to know more about how this temperature measuring device work. How do they operate? What are the sensor components used in this device? What are the problem encounters?
As a student, we don't know much about thermal sensors, so we went on and discussed with an interviewee from Muser. A few questions was asked about thermal sensors. He briefly quoted that a thermal sensor is a component in which used to detect the presence of temperature of objects. The interviewee also quoted that these components are generally used in air conditioners, drones, and even heat-seeking missiles. But in their area of expertise, they only use these thermal sensors in their body temperature scanners and thermal cameras, in which are often used in premises such as malls, supermarkets, and airports. As our interview went on, we stumbled upon an interesting response from our interviewee about the problems encountered when using the thermal sensors in their devices. The interviewee quoted that their body temperature scanners can only scan the temperature at a small area, telling us that it can only measure the temperature of nearby objects and only at one spot or part of the object, thus inducing that it is inefficient and cannot detect the whole object's temperature. Another problem is where he quoted that their thermal cameras also encounters a small lag in measuring wide area temperature, in which multiple redundant temperature measurement causing the system to override other objects' temperature. Thus, the temperature will be inaccurately measured since the measurement will be the same as other objects. As we know, every problem must have a solution, so we went on and asked the interviewee whether they have any idea how to overcome their problems. Surprisingly, they came up with an interesting idea, in which he quoted that these sensors need to have a high definition fisheye lens to be put on the sensor, in which will lower the scope of the sensor as well as taking a full whole body temperature, telling us that the sensor will pick up the temperature of each person at a time, which will result in a more accurate temperature measurement.
As a solution to the problem encountered by the sensors, we found out that the thermal sensors can be modified with a better sensor lens such as a fisheye lens to have more full accurate and precise temperature reading of one individual or an object. Another solution is to calibrate the thermal sensor according to the temperature of the nearby surrounding, which eliminates the zero error of object temperature measurement, resulting in a much more accurate and precise reading.
Well, well, well. So much information about thermal sensors that we learned today. Now then, before we reach the end of the video, let's take a look at what we can conclude here. In this field study, we found out that thermal sensors are very important nowadays during this endemic era, where are used medically, professionally, and in the military technology. Other than that, slight modifications on the thermal sensors can improve the accuracy and precision of measurement of an object's temperature. Finally, thermal sensors need to have a proper calibration to have the most accurate and precise measurement possible. Thus, we reach the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, share, and comment on our video. This is Ahmad Adib Ridwan bin Hisham.
This is Ahmad Aqil bin Azmi.
I'm Zul Harith Najmi Bezad Badri.
Signing out.